Welcome back to Alpine Garage Sports, folks. Today we are preparing for the spring game here at Base Camp Alpine, and I got the garage doors open. It's like 65 degrees in the evening here on Monday night, and tomorrow it's going to be a beautiful day too. And again, I've told you before, we don't get a ton of these days like this in the middle of spring, and we got a little bit of weather coming in the middle of the week, and then it's going to brighten up and be great for the end of the week for the spring game. I digress. So today we are talking about Coach Prime's press conference, which is right above me there. And it was spectacular like they always are. Prime gives a really great press conference. And at some point I'd love to be there and cover these. And the questions that are given to him by the media are just top notch. They're great questions. And now in this unsolicited, Coach Prime brought up Charlie Offerdahl 2 different times in 2 different questions. And again, these were unsolicited. The media wasn't asking him about Charlie Offerdahl, but he brought it up. You can tell that, certain players have really kind of embedded themselves in his mind based off of their effort, their play, their talent, those kinds of things. Now, why are we talking about Charlie Offerdahl again? I think a lot of people think this is the Charlie Offerdahl channel, and I would say that's probably not true. But at the same point, we do like the underdogs here because we have a lot of really top billing guys that come out here with a lot of social media and a lot of clout. And then you have the guys from last year's team and even some guys that are maybe transferring in here that have virtually no social media. And outside of seeing them randomly on some clips from some of the folks that are out there like the pregame show and stuff like that, they don't really get as much exposure as other players do. So that's the reason why we like to follow these. And Charlie Offerdahl, from last year, I thought that he should have played more. When Coach Prime came, honestly, I thought a lot of these guys were going to move on, but I didn't think Charlie was going to. And the reason why is because he's a walk-on. He doesn't have a lot to lose. With the way he's operating in school and his major and stuff like that, you can tell that maybe football isn't like the number one thing in his life, but he loves to play. And he has, obviously, the skill to play. So let's get to the clips real quick. So clip number 1.
Earlier when you came here, you admitted that you didn't really know players' names yet.
Yeah, still.
Yeah. Have you gotten the chance to learn?
I know a lot of the names.
How big of a priority has that been?
It's a priority, but it's not. It's a priority. I'm so honest. I have to watch myself with you guys. You guys will take something and run with it a totally different way. I know a lot of their names, but you got to understand, it's mental. It's mental. You're talking about guys that have the names on the back of their shirts, but really not their numbers. So that's mental. They know I know them. You got to understand, we're here all day, man. We're in the cafeteria, and the breakfast, all the way to dinner. So I get to know them. But I like when they make me know them, when they're producing and when they're hustling and they're getting to the ball. Like Charlie Offerdahl, right? Okay, how do I know his whole name? Because of what? The way he what? Thank you. In any job that your boss knows your name, if you're not doing nothing, I got time today. Tell me something, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Do all your bosses know your name if you're not producing, if you're not working? Okay. But you want to come at me? Okay. Let's call your boss right now and see if they know you. But you want to come at me? Think about that now. I'm quick.
So you can see that Coach Prime got a little saucy there at the end because I think he thought that the guy from the media was maybe calling him out for not knowing the players' names, but I don't think that was it at all. But he did mention that the players that he knows because of the effort that's put out. He focuses on the guys that he knows are really pushing it, going to be making the team. And obviously there's a lot of really good marquee players on the team as well. But the fact that for all of the people that we had on the team that he brought up Offerdahl out of nowhere is just fantastic. And that just goes to show you that Offerdahl's effort that we don't see a lot on film right now because they're filming a lot of number ones right now. But the fact that he keeps bringing them up, that Charlie's play has really kind of cemented himself in Coach Prime's mind, and that's a really good thing. But the comment was, he's talking about guys that give effort and the fact that he remembers their name based on that. He goes like, Charlie Offerdahl, how do I know his full name? Somebody tell me how I know his full name. Somebody in the group said something like he balls out or something like that. And he said, that's right, he plays hard, and that's how I know Charlie Offerdahl's name. He goes 100% all the time. Then a couple of other questions happened, and then the second time he brought him up was this question.
As the players have been starting to earn their numbers, I'm curious, what is the reaction you're seeing from the guys who have earned it, and then from the players who are still trying to earn
Well,
theirs?
the guys that have earned it, the other players are trying to knock it off of them. That's the thing, and that's what I like. The other players are trying to knock it off of them. I think there's a few more should be in numbers, but I don't make that call. You know, that's their position coaches. Like Charlie, right? Charlie, right? Does Charlie has a number?
No.
Yeah. See? Yeah, Charlie's, man, he goes 100 miles an hour all the time.
So he was talking about players' numbers and the fact that he likes the players having their numbers because they earn them, but he also likes the other players that don't have their numbers because they're trying to take out the ones with their numbers because they're trying to show out and say, hey, I want to be the next one to earn my number, and I'm going to go against the best guys on the team, which are the guys with the numbers right now. So he made that point. I want to make that point because I think in his comment, these were mixed a little bit. That he goes, I think more should probably have their numbers, but it wasn't up to him. It's up to the position coaches. The position coaches are obviously looking at their output a lot more than Coach Prime is independently. And then he mentioned like Charlie again. And then he said, does Charlie have his number? He looked over and said, does Charlie have his number? And I think someone said, no, not yet. And you could see Prime was like, okay. And he's like, well, I just made 2 points. I think more people should have their numbers, like I think Charlie probably should. Obviously, that's up to Coach Flea. And then the second thing was talking about guys that don't have the numbers, taking out guys that do have their numbers and kind of going after them. And that's Charlie again, because he's really kind of putting forth a lot of effort. So, but man, I can tell you, if any one of us were players on this team and we were walk-ons or we were maybe second or third string players on this team, and the coach in a press conference brings our name up 2 different times, I would think that we would be elated. And so I thought, okay, I wonder if Charlie's seen this, because I watched this press conference right after it posted. And so I sent a message to him and thinking that there's no way with having to, get out of practice, shower, get back into classes, get back into studying. I mean, there's a lot going on right now with preparing for finals. I thought I'd just send him a note, and I said, hey, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but Coach said your name twice, talked about you twice in two different points in the press conference. Did you see this? And he sent an email back that said, no, I hadn't seen it yet. Would you send me the clip? So I sent him the clip. And so that's really awesome. I mean, I'm really ready for the spring game and see all these new players and all of the existing players that are still here. I know we had quite a few of them hit the transfer portal, a couple of, I guess you could say, surprises in there. But this spring game is going to be like no other, obviously. And there's going to be a whole lot more excitement built around this game. I just watched the Georgia spring game too. Just kind of prepare myself for what I'm going to see with Colorado's spring game. And I'm going to kind of compare the two so we can kind of get an idea of kind of where Georgia is, where we are. And for no other reason than I'm a football nerd and I like to look at things like that. And we have a whole lot more stuff coming up this week too, because we might even actually have some collabs with some other YouTube channels. So this is going to be a fun week. I'm not going to lie to you guys. There's a lot going on this week, but I have to keep fighting myself because I'm a CU fan first. This channel is a hobby for me, so I don't want to get so wrapped up into it that on Sunday I look back and go, man, I didn't enjoy it at all because all I was doing was running around filming things. So I am going to enjoy it. And quite honestly, if you guys are out there and you happen to see me and you recognize me, yank on me, man. I want to talk to you because that's what this is about. It's about the community. The community is really important to me. That's the whole reason why I even started this channel this year, was to hang out with you guys. And if I can't hang out with you guys here, I want to hang out with you guys at the stadium, or I want to hang out with you guys in Boulder. I can't talk about CU enough at this point, and you guys mean the world to me. So we will see you this week before the spring game. And so keep your notification bells on. I'm going to do as much as I can to bring you as much content as possible beforehand. And then we're going to dump everything out next week. So it's going to be, there's going to be a lot. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so now. Now's a great time to do it. And today only, it's free. And then we will see you in the next video. And if you haven't already heard, we coming. Actually, we coming this week.